No hits allowed yet by Bubic, 5 by Robbie Ray.
That's a hit.
No score in the Royals-Giants game, a single to lead off the top of the 7th.
And we got a pinch runner. I believe we do. Is that Blanco?
I think it is.
With the runner on first, we have a pinch runner, so potential stolen base situation. Well, there it is.
The game situation. Blanco goes on first movement, and Ray throws over, and Blanco is going to be out.
Matt Quatraro, manager of the Royals, is out to argue what he argued last year.
So, Matt Quatraro is going to come out and get his money's worth.
Might be arguing, and he just got ejected by Jordan Baker.
Baker, who just a few days ago ejected Jeff Bannister for arguing disengagement, now has another to add.
And he might be arguing blocking second base.
Blocking second base, aka the obstruction call he wants, the same exact thing, again, that he argued last season.
This is not a reviewable play because for whatever reason, blocking home plate can be reviewed. Blocking the bases cannot.
There's home plate collision rule blocking home plate, and there's blocking the bases just generically under obstruction.
They changed the rule this year for that particular play right there. You can't do that, and I don't understand why it wasn't called.
First of all, this is last year, not this year, and it's a point of emphasis, not a rules change. We did a video explaining that. I encourage you to watch it to get a better understanding of what this call is.
All right, you are not allowed to do that. Put your knee in front of the base. That's called dropping the gate.
You might recognize this play as having occurred in another game a few weeks prior. Terry Francona was ejected arguing that, when umpires said that the fielder here was legal. Obstruction is the act of a fielder who, while not in possession of the ball nor in the act of fielding, impedes the progress of any runner.
And so he had no other choice but to go around him.
And the key being a knee on the ground in front of the base before he had the ball.
So what we're looking at, obstruction says you can't block the base effectively, but there are two exemptions. Either having the ball or being in the act of fielding the ball. What does in the act of fielding mean? Let's answer that with a Pat Murphy ejection obstruction call. The reason that's obstruction is because the fielder sets up in front of the base straddling. That is considered blocking the base without the ball and not in the act of fielding because he set up there. If the throw took him there, that's one thing. That's legal, but you cannot set up blocking the base. Now, let's turn back to the Francona ejection for Albies legally setting up and dropping the knee while catching the ball.
Dropped his knee on top of the bag, and that is part of the new rules that we have looked at.
Again, it's not a new rule, just a POE. It's the exact same rule for obstruction that there was before. You are allowed to block the base when you are in the act of fielding.
Block the bag at second?
No, they can't make that call. He had to get himself in position to field the ball.
The technique here is to move with the ball, so you're dropping concurrent with the ball coming in. This is a legal play.
So the counter argument is, well, even if he wasn't blocking the base, I mean, he would have been out. But that's just not how the rule works.
That's correct. Obstruction doesn't care about that. But the issue here is he is allowed to block the base if he is in the act of fielding, which he was.
And the key being a knee on the ground in front of the base before he had the ball.
No, the microsecond difference between dropping the knee and catching the ball doesn't matter. He is allowed to block the base without the ball as long as he is in a legitimate act of fielding, which he was.
Clearly, Quatraro did not believe that it was a legitimate move.
Quatraro gets ejected arguing a correct obstruction no call for the second year in a row because he doesn't appear to have learned the rule. So could one of Matt's friends send him this video so he doesn't do it again?
Take a look at the tag. I mean, that's really a great tag by Willie Adames.
Or maybe he just wants to increase viewership, in which case, thanks, dude.